Hey everyone, I'm in Toadstool Geologic Park in northwest Nebraska, and going along with the idea of the data is in the strata, what I want you to do is I just want you to see all these flat-lying strata and notice, especially off in the distance, how, let's see if I can zoom in here, these strata form layers that we can trace all throughout the region. Now, what's really cool about this is, let me pan book over here. See those two white stripes right in front of us? Let me go down a little bit further. And right now in the very center of the screen is a sort of whitish lens. That whitish lens is a volcanic ash layer. And that volcanic ash layer has been found here. It's also been found in Douglas, Wyoming. And it's also been found in Casper, Wyoming. And that volcanic ash is dated around 34 million years. So what we can do is when we find these volcanic ash layers, we can trace them regionally and then start linking together all of the rock strata from region to region to region. And what we've got right now is we can match these deposits beautifully from northwestern Nebraska all the way to central Wyoming, just southwest of Casper. My big goal right now is I'm also trying to match these layers based upon their geological age to Badlands National Park in South Dakota. So I've got some volcanic ash samples from there I collected a couple days ago, and I'm hoping to match things up to here. Because once we do that, once we have all these rock strata correlated together, it allows us to reconstruct a 4-dimensional library of Earth's history. And to continue that analogy, all these stripes of layers that you see are like pages in a book. The volcanic ash, the sediments, the fossils I find in this stuff are like words on those pages. And when we go to read this book, what we do is we start with the bottommost layers and we move upwards. Just like making a ham sandwich. You put down a layer of bread, then some ham, then some tomato, maybe lettuce, onion, whatever. And each thing you put on top must, by default, have come after the thing you put on before it. Just like these layers of rocks that you see over there in the far distance. Let me zoom in on these. The layers on the bottom came first, and the layers progressively up towards the top of that knob came afterwards and afterwards and afterwards. Let's call that the law of superposition. And we use that to get an idea of how this region was built geologically and what deposited all this stuff. And in this particular part of the Badlands, what you're seeing are strata that were deposited by rivers. Rivers that would occasionally flood, trap a lot of fossils within them, and then normal processes would go back again. The rivers would flow where they normally should or would or could until another flood came through. Over time, as we look higher in the section, let's look at some buttes way off in the distance, those blackish looking things on the horizon. By the time I get up to that stuff up there, it's all wind blown. It's desert-like. It's a bunch of volcanic ash and dust that's coming in, and the amount of rivers are really, really small. So we see up section changes in the amount of available moisture. Rivers that used to freely flow in strata that are lower in the Badlands disappear and give way to ecosystems dominated by wind-blown silt and ash. So, geology lesson number 1, Toadstool Geological Park, northwest Nebraska. It's about 15 miles northeast of Crawford, Nebraska. And you got to take some dirt roads to get here, but they're well maintained. So if you ever want to come out and take a look-see, I strongly recommend it. Now then, if you do happen to find any fossils, here's the thing. You are not allowed to collect them. It is illegal to collect the fossils. You must have a research permit. It must be authorized by the U.S. Forest Service. You must have a real reason to be doing it, and they require you to write reports on everything that you found. So do not pick up any fossils that you see on federal lands, be it U.S. Forest Service, U.S. National Park Service, anything, because it is illegal. And every time a fossil chunk is taken away from these rock strata, we lose a piece of our data. We lose some of the words in the pages of our geological book of time. I've had numerous research permits out here and also in big Badlands National Park in South Dakota, Bureau of Land Management, lands out in Wyoming, and it's all a part of the conservation of the natural resource because we're not making these fossils again that we find here. So please, 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 if you ever come out here to visit at Toadstool, Badlands National Park in South Dakota, any federal lands anywhere, don't take fossils. You don't collect the rocks. You don't collect the flowers. You take pictures, you leave footprints, and that's it. Because all of these lands around here, they belong to all of us, not just one of us. So don't be selfish. Don't take a chunk of it home, because that will then take away the opportunity for other people to come out and learn about what these badlands represent and what's out here for everyone to discover. All right, that's it. That's my rant for now. I'll rant more later. See ya.